Yo, what is good, YouTube? Kristian checking back in with another video. The 2024 New York Pro has concluded and Nick Walker is your champion. By winning this year's New York Pro, Nick has officially become a two-time New York Pro champion. And in second place, I'll say we had an all-time best version of Martin Fitzwater. In third place, possibly an all-time best version of Tonio Burton. In fourth place, an all-time best version of Stewart Sutherland beef stew. And in fifth place, huge congratulations goes out to Kristian Wolski because absolutely no one had this guy in the top 5. It was either Quentin Araya, Tim Budashim, or even Angel Calderon. But congratulations to all of these guys. This year's New York Pro was one incredible show and one of the best of the year so far. But I do want to break down the top guys from this show one by one. So let's go ahead and start with the champ, the mutant Nick Walker. Just 1 week ago at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing, not everyone, a lot of people were doubting Nick Walker, saying his midsection is blown out, Nick isn't going to be able to pull off the win. A few people even said Nick was going to pull out because his name was not on the initial competitors list. But Nick Walker came in and he does what Nick Walker does. He got the job done. Now I will say this was not as dominant of a win as I was expecting from Nick Walker, and I couldn't really put my finger on it as to why. But honestly, it may not be anything regarding Nick Walker. It may be the competition is just getting better and better. Martin Fitzwater and Tonio Burton, these guys are improving at a very fast rate. But congratulations to the mutant Nick Walker. He is headed back to the Mr. Olympia. And I almost forgot, there was only a 1-point difference between Martin and Nick Walker after prejudging, but I definitely believe that Nick shut the door at finals. I believe he improved significantly. Now in second place, we had a very good version of Martin Fitzwater. And I want to give an apology to Martin as well as you guys, because in my prejudging video, I honestly had Tonio Burton in second place based off what I seen on the live stream and the images that I had. But once I saw the HD videos and the NPC pictures of Martin Fitzwater, I realized that he was truly on. And that's why I say, guys, it's very hard to call a show from behind a screen and not actually being at the show. But Martin, it was only a 1-point difference between him and Nick after prejudging. Nick Walker is top 3 in the world. And if you couldn't see the potential of Martin prior to the New York Pro, I'm pretty sure that you can see it now. Going into this year's Olympia, there's no telling what this guy can do. He's working with Boss of Outlaw, a great coach who is really making a name for himself as of late. Martin definitely has enough time to still make improvements and possibly add more size if needed going into this year's Olympia. But you guys let me know in the comment section below what were your thoughts on Martin's look in New York and expectations for this year's Olympia. Now, I also want to talk about our third place finisher, Tonio Burton. And even though Tonio placed third at this show, I honestly believe he was possibly at his best outside of conditioning. Take a look at the most muscular on the right, the fullness throughout the chest, the traps, and the delts. The waist looks as small as ever, and the quads are showcasing plenty of separation from top to bottom. Tonio did not have this level of separation at the Arnold Classic Brazil, but Tonio just fell to 2 better bodybuilders today. Martin and Nick Walker, they both brought it, and as I said before, I think Tonio still needs about 1 more year to be a top 6 Olympian, whereas Nick is already there and Martin is knocking on the door. And I said this is possibly Tonio's best outside of conditioning. What's strange to me, I think this is Tonio's best from the front as far as conditioning, but from the back, I definitely think I've seen Tonio tighter. Maybe he was holding just a touch of water from behind. But great showing from Tonio, and if he wants to get to this year's Olympia, he's gonna have to hop into another show and get a win. It's probably gonna be the Cali Pro. And last but not least, let's talk about our 4th place finisher, beef stew, Stewart Sutherland. And just to pat myself on the back really quick, I actually predicted this top 4 in the correct order prior to the show. And honestly, I have to give credit to Stewart because outside of myself and Mark's Max Muscle, I didn't see anyone else place Stewart within their top 4. But once I seen those images of him leading into this year's New York Pro, I knew this guy was going to bring something different. And even being on the stage next to Nick Walker, Stewart honestly looked like the biggest guy on this stage for the majority of the show, at least for the prejudging. Nick Walker came in at finals just like a completely different animal. But what's unfortunate for Stewart, He really needs to bring up his back as far as the back double bicep, and he was next to possibly 3 of the best backs in the sport. But I honestly hope that Stewart continues to compete and earns a qualification for this year's Olympia, because I definitely believe that this guy can win a pro show this year and possibly a top 10 or right outside of that at the Mr. Olympia. But that's going to wrap up today's video here, guys. Tomorrow we will wrap up 212 Classic Physique as well as the second call out. Just to recap, Nick Walker has won the 2024 New York Pro, making him a 2-time New York Pro champion. And in second place, we had Martin Fitzwater. Finishing in third place, Tonio Burton. Fourth place, Stewart Sutherland Beef Stew. And in fifth place, the one that no one predicted to place within the top 5, Kristian Wolski. I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I'm Kristian from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.